Several months ago, I ruffled a few feathers apparently, taking a look at this knife from Dynamis. This is the Razorback, kind of a self-defense knife. Well, go ahead and get your fingers or thumbs, whichever the case may be, poised over the keyboard to type your scathing comments in today's video, because we're going to look at the big brother to the Razorback, the Dynamis Revere. And nope, there's nothing cheap about this one either. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me for another Sharp Saturday video, where it's Saturday, we take a look at something sharp. Like I said, today, that something sharp is this Dynamis Revere fixed blade. And as I also said, it's the big brother to this Razorback that we looked at a while back, which created a little stir in the comment section, primarily because of the price. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. But first, today's words of wisdom from Proverbs. And today's wisdom is from Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 14 from the New Living Translation. And it says, "Wise people treasure knowledge, but the babbling of a fool invites disaster." As I usually say, that's just good advice, good wisdom, no matter what book it's from. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say a big thank you to my friends at Excess Sites for sponsoring today's video and being a general financial sponsor for the channel. I've been using Excess Sites for years and years, long before they became a sponsor. They are the only sites I trust my life to on any concealed carry pistol I carry. They are 100% made in the USA, in Texas, by some really good folks who are not only great site builders, but they are also shooters and they are gun people. So they know what they're talking about. They design these things from a position of experience. They are basically the fastest sites in any light. So thanks to Excess Sites for sponsoring today's video. If you go to the description, there's a link to a sponsor page, because Google doesn't like me, YouTube doesn't like me to put links to people that sell anything whatsoever to do with firearms. So survivalonpurpose.com/sponsors will get you there, and there's probably a little discount code for you. So thanks to Excess Sites for sponsoring today's video. And finally, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. If you're not subscribed, I would encourage you to do so you don't miss a single video. I've had people tell me they thought I was off the air because they hadn't been getting notified about the videos. So if you subscribe and click that notification button, you should get notified, hopefully, whenever I put out a new video, which is usually every weekend I put out a couple. So that being said, I think that's all the housekeeping. Let me get you a little closer to the stump top here, and we'll take a look at these knives and talk about the knives. We'll talk about the price. We'll talk about the steel, all that sort of thing that everybody seems to want to talk about. Okay, so I put these knives on the back of some show notes here so you can see them, because they kind of blend in, as you can see, with the gray old stump top here. But just briefly, again, this is the Razorback that we looked at a while back, and this is the big brother, the Revere. So we'll put this on the side for a minute, and it doesn't really matter which sheath I use, because they're one of the great things I like about all these Dynamis blades. They use the same sheath. So let's talk about the Revere now. This thing, again, like all the Dynamis knives, are Tier 1 design. Dom Rosso, the designer, was a Tier 1 DevGru SEAL, and so he's got a lot of experience. His background, one of his specialties was in combatives, hand-to-hand, both with edged weapons and bare-handed. So he knows what it needs, what a combat fighting knife needs to be, and he designed this based upon his experience. This one is made in the USA by Winkler Knives. If you know anything about Winkler Knives, you know they have a very, very high reputation for making high quality stuff, and they are also been suppliers to the special ops community for a long time. The overall length of this knife is 8 1/4 inches. It is a full tang knife, as you can see, with the blade of 80 CRV2 steel. Has a 3 3/4 inch spear point double-edged blade with serrations on the backside, and a proprietary coating, NEPTX coating, to help minimize any kind of corrosion or anything. Has a lanyard / lashing holes here, some nice finger grooves, a little bit of jimping on the back here, a little jimping here on the thumb ramp, a little bit of a finger guard here, and then it comes with this in the waistband sheath with a Neptex Zero clip, which works very well, and it's a completely reversible sheath. You can put it in either way you want, it doesn't matter. Goes in this way, it goes in this way. And right now, let's go ahead and get this out there. The price of this knife on their website is $555. So I said at the beginning, there's nothing cheap about this. Not the manufacturer, not the design, or the price. So let me see if I can zoom in and give you a little bit of close-ups. Dom's preferred fighting method is reverse grip. So he holds it like this, and he's got a nice jimping there for your thumb, but it works just fine. Standard grip as well. Again, this is pretty much designed to be a combat/fighting knife, but it can be used as all kind of utility anyway. Also, it has the serrations, half serrated on back. It's available with a false edge on back, a single edge or a double edge. I'm in Georgia. I can have a double edge. A little bit of jimping here as well, reverse jimping actually, which is pretty cool. I understand that Dom, when he was designing this handle, he just took some Play-Doh and kept messing with it till he came up with a design that works. Obviously, everybody has different hands. All I can tell you is this thing feels great in my hand. You can see it's got some wear on it. I've been carrying this for several months now. I started carrying the smaller one, but the sheath is the same length. So on the bottom, it doesn't really provide a benefit. From the top, it provides a little benefit. So it depends on what I'm wearing. I might carry the smaller one sometimes, but I've started carrying the bigger one because I can just get a hold of it quicker when I'm reaching for it, and I don't have to fumble with it. And it's also, bigger is very often better. So there's that. So let me put these things back up just for a minute and show you what else comes with it. So every time you buy a knife from Dynamis, they ship in this really cool waterproof box, and it comes like with this little gear stow here, and you can put it in your sheath like so, and it'll fit right in here like so, and then you can clip that down like so. And anyway, it's hard to do on camera, but you probably won't be doing it on camera, but which is cool, Personally, I have to say, if it was me, I'd rather just not have this, or have this as an option. Drop the price of the knife $50 or $30 or whatever. That might help some people out. I don't know, but it's cool. It's a nice, very padded. It's a waterproof, padded, sealed, kind of cool little box. So it's a cool box either way. So that comes with a knife, usually with a couple stickers and stuff. And also, it doesn't come with it as an option, but it's available with a trainer. So it's a full-size trainer. So if you want to do some knife training and work combat stuff, you can do that without cutting yourself or somebody else. I think that's cool. I went on and bought the trainer too because, you know what? I need to learn all this stuff, right? So, now.
Chuck Norris doesn't play hide and seek. He plays hide and pray I don't find you.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room and the inevitable comments that will be inspired by that elephant, the price. Yep, this knife is $555 for the knife, the sheath, and the fancy case. I'll just hold it up here where you can take a look at it while I'm talking. Many of the comments on the Razorback, the smaller version of this, which is also $550, had to do with the steel, saying that the 80 CRV2 steel is just not worth the money. That's, blah, 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 not for that kind of. It should be a whole lot cheaper than that and all that. And based upon my experience as a small business owner, I'm a small to medium-sized plumbing contractor, and some people that I know that make knives. The price of steel does affect the price of the knife, but not nearly as much as a lot of people seem to think, or as the marketing gurus at the knife companies would have you believe. Yes, it matters some. There's certainly different steels cost different, but the reality is a much, much greater impact on the price of the final product is due to labor and overhead and marketing and government regulations and distribution costs and fees and all sorts of things that have nothing to do with the steel. And then at the end of that, especially for smaller companies, because I am one, I know this, but the per cost price impact of those fixed cost fees and fixed cost overhead is much greater. So you don't get the economies of scale like you would if you're a big production company like Gerber or Case or whoever. These are small batch made knives. And then hopefully at the end of the day, there's enough left for some profit so that you can stay in business and feed your family. There's a whole nother video I want to make about steel in general, because I think that way too many people make way too much about steel, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, that's another video. I'll shut up. And as far as the steel goes, Winkler Knives makes this knife for Dynamis, and it is actually marked Dynamis Revere Winkler knives right here on the spine. Daniel Winkler has been making knives for a long time. They're a very, very favored knife maker for a lot of special operators, a lot of people in the special operators community. He has a reputation for making excellent knives that perform well. He says he uses 80 CRV2 steel in many of his designs because of his performance expectations and requirements for his knives. It's a hard steel. They have to be hard. They have to be able to be tough, but they also have to be able to take an edge in the field because that's where these are designed to be used in many cases. So if Daniel Winkler says 80 CRV2 is a preferred steel for him, I'm going to say it's not garbage steel. Like, I just don't get any, again, sorry, another video. So anyway, I'm going to stop rambling now. I want to stand up and show you kind of how this thing fits in your belt, in my belt anyway, and then we'll wrap this sucker up. Okay, first let me just show you this zero clip. You can see it's just a S-shaped metal clip, which makes it tuckable because you can tuck your shirt in behind that loop there if you need to, but it has this little hook on it. Basically, it catches your pants very well, and it does a really good job. So you can put it in your pocket, as I have the Razorback now, and it catches on pretty good. But it's really designed to be worn in the waistband, and let me just show you. So you can put it here, and for me, that I don't like that because I don't know. It kind of digs into my groin area right here, and kind of that joint, and when I bend over. But it does pop out. For Dom, this is where he carries it. That way he can pull it out. Again, he's a reverse grip guy, so he can do that with it. I usually carry mine on the other side over here, just inside the belt loop. So it kind of stays to the side of my little belly there. And when I bend over, it's at an angle. So I can still reach it with my right hand, but I can also reach it really well with my left hand. And if I need to, I can get it out pretty fast. Always carefully reholster. I don't want to cut nothing down there. So that's the Dynamis Revere, and just a quick kind of wrap the sucker up. Yes, it is reasonably expensive for a knife. There are certainly more expensive knives, but on the scale, it's closer to the high end than the low end, probably. Are there lower priced knives than this available that would do the same job? Sure there are, probably are, you know, but is this one a bad knife? No, this is an excellent knife, and there's just, Dom did, in my opinion, did an absolutely beautiful job of designing this knife and this handle especially. It just fits my hand like it was made for me. And I've talked to other people, and there's some comments on the other video from people that say the same thing. They're just very, very, very happy with their Dynamis blade. In reverse grip or forward grip, it just really, really, really feels real good. And I have no doubts, because it's designed by somebody who knows their business concerning fighting with a knife, that this thing is very, very capable. Hopefully I'll never find out how capable it is against an actual opponent. That would be my goal, but I did buy the trainer so I can try to improve my skills, and I did take his online classes. Next on my list is to go take a class somewhere in person. But if you are looking for a very top of the line, very well made, 100% in the USA by Winkler Knives, excellent EDC self-defensive kind of knife, I highly recommend this one. And by the way, they didn't send me this. I bought it. For the last couple of years, I have invested in a couple of Dynamis blades because I like them so much. So that's it. That's the Dynamis Revere. I really sincerely appreciate you watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.